Good afternoon and happy Wednesday. My name is Nayoka Lynn. I want to touch on something today. I want to touch on being lucky. I've had a lot of people here lately and around me online talk about how this person is lucky, this person is not lucky. I've also been hearing how people are blaming God for tragedies and what they perceive as tragedies, and they're blaming God for their life. They're blaming God for all kind of things that they think that God should just fix if God was such a good God. Forgive the analogy, but the first thing that comes to my mind is like blaming the ice cream machine on not knowing how to make popcorn. Okay, so I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of right offhand. Number one, there's no such thing as luck. There's no such thing as luck. There is such thing as alignment. There is alignment. There is no luck. Telling people they are lucky or unlucky just emphasizes, I think, division. Oh, this person has it made, they have favor on them, but this one doesn't. Look, God isn't sitting somewhere as a man or a woman or both, sitting on a throne, placing judgment on people. You're lucky, you're not lucky, you're blessed, you're not blessed, you're worthy, you're not worthy. It doesn't work that way. And that's why I keep trying to explain how this is all like a really great network. It's a system. It's a system. Everybody is worthy. How do I know you all are worthy? Because you exist. There is a piece of the divine in every single one of us. You are worthy. You are worthy to exist because you exist. You can, however, kink your hose. Yes, let me explain. You chose a path. I know nobody wants to hear that. But you chose a path. This path didn't have to be something that happened to you as a young child. You didn't have to drag that thing or all the pain it inflicted into adulthood. You didn't have to. There were decisions that you needed to make along the way. Choices on how to handle things. And maybe now you see yourself as an adult and you're sitting there and you're angry and you blame God for everything and you just think you're cursed or God don't love you or God's an ogre or whatever. Look, when you're out of alignment with who you truly are, you're wide open to all the tormentors in your head. They're there 24/7, talking to you. Oh, you see this person, they need to pay for that. You know you'll never measure up. You know you're not good for anything. You know that you have to settle for less. Who's going to want you? Everybody's going to leave you. You're going to be all alone again. Look, those tormentors, when you're out of alignment, it's like walking down a hall. I just got this vision in my head. It's like walking down a hall on your path. It's like choosing a hallway. You pick a door. I want that experience. I want to go down that hallway. Now, down that hallway, there are many doors for you to go in and explore. Not one of those doors were meant for you to stay there. There were many doors for you to explore. So say you go into a door And the experience there that your soul chooses to experience is a hurtful one. It's a hurtful one. It doesn't feel good. Now, you can make the choice and have the awareness of you don't want to be in that anymore. You want something better. You want to feel good. So you walk out of there. But what happens when you don't? What happens when you get caught up in the illusion of that darkness? What happens? It sucks you in further and further and further. Yeah, many of us carry it throughout our lives, some kind of pain, some kind of hurt, and we get caught up in the darkness and it sucks us in. But let me just give you a little clue. All you got to do is want better. You got to want better. As soon as you want better and make the choice to do things a little differently, like stop thinking those things that got you in there in the first place. You are worthy. God is not an ogre or some tyrant ruler on some throne somewhere passing out judgment. It doesn't work that way. You came in here with a guidance system to show you where you were on your path. There's no such thing as lucky. There's no luck. It's all alignment. All alignment. I hear people all the time, oh, they're just not lucky. No, they have a belief somewhere inside of them about themselves that's off. It's not in alignment with who they truly are. That's why I say, get still. Talk to God. Talk to your spirit team. Show me where I'm messing up. Show me what belief I have about myself that's throwing everything off. Why am I in this situation? Show me, but now be open to it. Be open to your answer. Sometimes we just want to punish everybody around us, or we want to just point fingers. It's their fault, it's their fault. I didn't do anything wrong. They made me do this, or they made me feel this way. Nobody makes you do anything. Nobody makes you feel a certain way. You choose to feel a certain way with somebody's actions. And what if you were a child? What if you were a child when somebody hurt you or hurt your feelings? You grow up with that, but I promise you, you've had many opportunities to switch that around. You chose to stay in that door with the pain and the confusion and the hurt. You stay in there so long, sometimes it feels normal. Yeah, and then you use that pain to justify everything about you. God's not an ogre. No, there's no such thing as luck. There's no such thing as they're blessed and they're not. It's alignment. It's alignment. What do you mean alignment? Alignment, yeah. Look, a lot of folks, when you tell them alignment, they think that you have to be like from one position to automatically right where you need to be at the end. It's an ongoing journey. When you're in alignment, you are being true to who you really are at that moment. Well, how do I do that? Recognize those dark thoughts, those dark beliefs about yourself and everything around you. Understand that they're there to get your attention, those tormentors. As long as you give them your attention, they'll be there. So how do I fix it? Get busy about doing something you enjoy. Well, I can't do the very thing that I want to do. I don't have the money for that. Or okay, do something. Let me explain to you about my little acting on my excitement journey. Some days when I get up, I might just want to read. I might want to write. I might want to work on some music. Whatever I feel like is really going to make me happy at that moment, that's what I'm going to do. If it's just sitting in my chair, scrolling or listening to some podcast or something, if that's what's got my attention and my highest excitement, I like to listen to all kind of speakers and channelers and just get different points of view about all kind of things. And I love to learn. I've always loved to learn. So some days I might choose to do that. Some days I might choose to make myself a bowl of popcorn and watch a movie or cartoons when I want to unplug. But my point is, you don't have to have a whole bunch of money to do what is more exciting for you in that day than the other. If you just want to sit there and pet your cat, if that gives you the most joy at that moment, do that. But you've got to learn how to make different choices about honoring yourself. Yeah, and honoring yourself doesn't mean hurting anybody else. No. It's about honoring yourself, taking care of yourself, putting up your boundaries when you need to. If someone keeps taking from you, that means you keep giving to that person. Pay attention. Pay attention, because what this is your guidance system showing you, hey, you have a thing inside of you, a belief about you, that you feel like you have to just keep giving when people keep taking. Examine yourself. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a defect. It doesn't make you unlucky or unblessed. It just means a belief you have about yourself is out of alignment with who you truly are. You are a beautiful soul, a co-creator. You create your own life by your beliefs, your emotions, all these thoughts that you think. So your guidance system shows you, hey, something's off. Something's off. Address it. Don't get all down in the dumps about it. It's okay. It's okay. It's your guidance system. You want to talk about God? That's mercy. That's a gift. That is a gift. It is. Beware of anybody who tries to teach you how to be lucky. No such thing as luck. Beware of anybody that tells you you're unworthy because you have a certain belief or a certain religion. That's a lie. If you weren't worthy, you wouldn't exist. You exist, therefore you are worthy. Okay, I don't want to beat this up. But just know that everything in your life that shows up just shows you where you're at. It doesn't mean you're unworthy. It doesn't mean you're cursed. It doesn't mean you're unlucky. It doesn't mean that at all. Okay, I guess I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Nayoka Lynn. Namaste.